Hello, my beautiful people. Julianne here of Julianne Annette Art. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. If you are new, I'd love it if you consider subscribing. I'd love to have you stick around. I'm going to warn you today, I'm still this cold that doesn't want to come on completely, but I definitely have a bit of brain cloud with it today. So I think I'm a little bit stumbling on my words and a little bit just cloudy thoughts, so I'm going to apologize in advance. Today is going to be my completed pages for the month of October. This is my planner that I am working on making it make sense. I'm going to flip to my stats. So, quick stats update on my social medias. I was very quiet for most of October. I really had been inactive on YouTube. So I ended September with 373 subscribers, and then I have ended October with 417 subscribers. So I still gained 44 subscribers, which is lovely. And thank you to everybody who has subscribed. And I just wanted to also say thank you to everybody who has, sent me kind words or kind thoughts and kind messages after watching my my update video. I got a lot of well wishes, and I want you guys to know that I appreciated every single one, every single heart that somebody sent me, and just all your kind words and thoughts really meant a lot to me. I love this community. It's really nice. So I just wanted to get that out of the way too. Not out of the way, you know what I mean. On Instagram, I ended September with 444 followers, and I ended October with 568. So I gained 124 followers on Instagram. So again, thank you to everybody who follows me. So for my pages, I managed to complete 35 pages, which is like 25 more than I normally do. And that's because Emily of the Art Studios and I did the, what's it called? 30 Days to Halloween. We did it as a project book. And so I actually started 40 pages, so there's 5 whips that I didn't get to finish that I'm going to be carrying forward into November. I colored in 6 total books, or completed pages in 6 total books, and 5 of which were untouched. And then I did 4 buddy colors. One was the Matchstick Mouse hashtag, which I'm calling a group buddy basically, or a group color. And then the 30 Days to Halloween was a project book. So 30 pages in that I did. So I will get to the pages. First, I'm going to start with the whips that I didn't get to finish. So number 1, I'm not going to dilly-dally over them because I did also show you guys in my November plans video. So in Mythic World by Kirby Rosanas, which is the buddy color with Rachel Colors Crafts, Emily of the Art Studios, and Jenna the Fiction Kitten, who's on Instagram. And we're doing the Camille page, which I had started and basted in Inktense, not activated yet, obviously, and I'll continue it in Inktense. Not sure if I'm going to complete it necessarily, but I will absolutely do more in it for November probably. Next one is the Green Witches coloring book, illustrated by Sarah Richard, and this is a buddy color with Kate, who is Mahonia Colors on YouTube and Instagram. And we're doing this page here, also with Inktense, also not activated yet. I think I'm going to go in a little bit deeper with the colors. I wasn't sure because this month is the first time I have used Inktense and played with them a little bit. And so, I didn't know how much to put down and what it was going to do when activating. And so now that I've activated it on a couple of pages. I think I'm going to go in a little deeper with some color here so that it can be more vibrant. My hope is to not have to go back over it with a lot of pencil. Next is Fairy Wonderland by Fabiana Attanasio. This one's not a buddy, but it's for the Mythographic Scavenger Hunt 2024 that I am hosting with Rachel Colors and Crafts. And this is my page, and I obviously I'm going to finish this for sure in November. It might be my October/November page. I might not actually get to another mythographic page in November because we can only do so much. Next is Eriy. I think I need to take this little flappy thing off now. Eriy, this is World Heritage, A Journey Through Time. And I am coloring the double page spread right at the beginning, and I'm going to zoom you out so you can see the whole thing. And so this is entirely based with Inktense. I'm very happy with the limited color palette. So there's just a few touches that I need to do, like the candle and these shawls, the little scarf here. Put a little bit of gray shading on the way here, something in her background, something for this ribbon, and then a little something on the pictures here and shading the duck. I have maybe some other shading, but I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it as it is. I don't feel like it needs a lot of extra shading, so I'll probably, like I said, just go with the white bits that I want to do something to. So that is that. That's probably going to be the first one that I managed to finish because it's the closest to being done. And then we have Dark Art Supernatural, which is a large group buddy color that unfortunately I wasn't able to complete my page because I just wanted this to be pastel, and it turned out not pastel and turned out not looking how I wanted it to, and then I kind of just stalled on it and had to kind of go back to the drawing board and decide how I wanted to approach it and how I wanted to try to fix it, and if I can bring it back to looking pastel. So that is that. Is that 5 whips? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks right. Okay, so next I'm going to show you Matchstick Mouse, an autumn coloring book, which is for my hashtag Matchstick Mouse through the seasons. And I colored, now I think I had all sorts of pages tagged because I was I tagged all the pages that I was asking you guys if you wanted to color for November. So I colored this page for October, and I used a color palette from What Colorful Worlds and Sabby Stabby. We're hosting a 13 for Halloween hashtag. I'll put the name of the hashtag up top in case I'm not correct. And so I used the color palette that they chose, and I actually think it's really cute. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm still learning with alcohol markers, and so, like, you know, you can see the overlap of the alcohol markers in a tree, and I don't really know how to get away with that, but I think I've discovered that if you go down vertically where the natural lines of the tree are, and you kind of work down a strip and then a strip, as opposed to all the way across. That seems to minimize those lines. And then if there are lines, it looks like just part of the tree texture. So that, but other than that, I'm very happy with it. I think it's really cute. And then I also used, it was Coal Part alcohol markers, the brush tip ones. And then I used a Marie's silver gel pen for the little silver dots, and then Uniball Gold Signo for the gold stars, because I finally got them, and I'm actually really happy with the gold for that, which means that you're going to be seeing more of it. So that is that one. Like I said, I'm really happy with it. I think it's super cute. I also wanted to show you, now this is September's page, which you've already seen, but I had assumed that this was a chestnut, which it still could be. But I went on a walk today and I picked up this, which is actually sweet gum. It's a sweet gum tree fruit. So it's entirely possible that this is sweet gum and not chestnut, because this absolutely looks like the size for a little backpack for a little mouse. So yeah, I just thought that was really cute. So I wanted to share it with you guys. I know there's actually more of them in this book that have that little fruit. So yeah, of course I'm not going to be able to find them now, but I know I saw them. Oh, here, yeah, she's wearing her little backpack here. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to share that. So that is the first completed page. I'm going to stick it over this side here. I mentioned in my last video, but I have a different camera set up, and like where the arm sits on the desk is just in a different location, and it's really in my way, and it's just kind of like right here, and so it shakes easily, or I bump it easily. So I apologize if I bump it or shake it. I'm trying not to. So next book is Any Day Autumn Vibes by Morgan O'Brien, and I did this as a buddy color with Juliet of Juliet Colors and Candace of Happy Catastrophe. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. And so we did this adorable witch page. And I am so happy with how it turned out. It was my first page when I got the Coal Part alcohol markers with the brush tips. The ones I've been using prior are they're just touch ones, but they have the bullet nib. And so this is my first, not my first time ever, but my first time in a little while with the brush tip ones. And so I'm actually really happy with how she turned out. I really like the colors that I used for her body. I love the color palette. I think this was actually another color palette from what Colorful Worlds and Savvy Sabby's 13 for Halloween hashtag. So I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to show you Juliet's page, which she did such a gorgeous job on hers. And then I'll show you Candace's page. And of course, Candace just always thinks a little bit more outside the box, which I love. And so she made hers like Alpha, I don't know how to say her name, but from Wicked, the Wicked Witch. So I think that's really cool too. And they both did a great job. And thank you both ladies for coloring with me. So yeah, this was just the Coal Part alcohol markers, a little bit of white gel pen for some of the highlights, and then the Marie's silver and the Uniball Gold Signo for the gold stars. And I'm super happy with how it turned out. Next was Spirit Animals by Hannah Carlson. And this was a buddy color with Melissa, who is Winter89 Colors on YouTube and Instagram. And we did we did this page here with the lynx. I've decided it's lynx because of the tufts of fur on the ears. I looked up lynx or bobcat to see which it was and decided it must be a lynx. So I based it all with the Inktense, and I have a 24 set, so I kind of had to do some color blending. And so with there's a good range of reds and yellows though, so I didn't have to do any touch-ups on the mushrooms. The mushrooms are just the way I did them with Inktense. Her dress I did with like a rose and a yellow and a gray to kind of get this shade that I got, which I absolutely love. And then I had to go over the cat with a lot of colored pencil because there's only a couple of beiges and I didn't really like how it looked. So I used a lot of Prismacolor on the cat, and then I kind of burnished it all in because I wasn't liking the fur texture that I tried to attempt. But I'm actually really happy with how the cat turned out. I'm happy with how it all looks. The tiniest of white Poscas I used here. I just used a bit of gel pen on the candle bits just to kind of make it not so black, but also not completely whited out. This little crystal, it was like I had the whole page done and I was agonizing over this crystal, like what color to make it, because I wanted to, I don't know, because I wanted it to be like a proper crystal and not just go with any color. And so I actually looked up what a lynx as your spirit animal means. And it means, it represents like truth or hidden truths. And so then I looked up what crystals are for speaking your truth, which I kind of knew was blue colored crystals. And so, so Amazonite was one of them. So I decided to make it Amazonite because then it goes with the background and it ties it together. And so I liked the symbolism of, the lynx representing hidden truths and the crystal representing speaking your own truth. So yeah, I liked that. I'm going to move mine over and I'm going to show you Winter's page. Hers was gorgeous. She finished hers much earlier and then waited very patiently for me to finish mine. It was a bit of a month for me. So I appreciate my buddies being understanding. And thank you so much, Winter, for coloring with me because I really, really enjoyed this page. It's funny, actually. This is only my second Hannah Carl's. In September, we did a page in space, and both of them actually were with Melissa. So, yeah, I look forward to future buddy colors with you, Melissa. And so we'll set that aside. Next is Jasmine Beckett Griffith Halloween, which I left till like darn near the last second. I had based it super early on and then just didn't get any more done. Again, I based it with Inktense. So we did this is a buddy color with Emily Art Studios. So we did this page. Also, just FYI, when I'm counting pages in this book, I'm basically counting each of these as an individual page. I'm going to be coloring it as a page. I'm going to be counting it as a page completed. So like when I input this book into my book buddy app or book app, whatever the app is called, I'm counting each of these as an individual page. So this is my page. I based it all with Inktense, and then I went back over practically everything with Prismacolor. The only thing, her skin wasn't based with Inktense because I don't have any skin color Inktense. And the wings I based with Inktense, and I didn't go back over the yellow part. But basically the yellow part of the wings and the yellow part of the body here is the only thing I didn't go back over with colored pencil. Everything else I went over with my Prismacolors. just to brighten it up and make it bolder. I'm really, really happy with how it looks. I based it on the original painting. I looked up the original painting and I tried to do it like as close as possible as I could, because I think it's just good practice for the shading and the stuff. And that was just the decision I made for this piece. So I'm going to actually show you a picture quickly of the original that I based the colors on. I think I did pretty well for matching it to the original. And then I'm going to insert Emily's picture and show you how she did hers. I'm gonna just zoom in. Yeah, I'm gonna insert Emily's, show you how she did hers. Hers turned out absolutely gorgeous. I love the pink color that she used. I like the route that she took with her dragon of just making it all green. So yeah, she always thinks a little more outside the box and comes up with cool combinations. So Emily definitely challenges me to try to think a little bit more outside the box, because sometimes it's hard for me to get out of the box by myself. So it's nice to have a friend who encourages me to step outside of the box. So yeah, thank you for coloring this page with me, Emily, and thank you for the book, because this book was a gift from Emily as well. So the last book I'm going to show you, no, that's not the last book. There's another one here. It was hiding. This one was another buddy color. Oh, and I lost my tag. Uh-oh. There we go. In A Million Little Monsters by Lulu Mayo. It was another group buddy color. And this I did entirely with, I think the greens and some of the grays are Crayola Super Tips. And then the pinks and the oranges and the blues, that actually it was supposed to be a bit more violet, but it turned out blue. Those are with the Ohuhu just double tip markers. Dual tip brush pens or brush markers. So I have a list because there's actually quite a few people who participated in this. Also, I kind of did this this stippling technique for my shading, which I think is really cool. A little bit outside the box for me, so that was good. I did go over, because I wasn't happy with the texture of the cats, so I did go over them with a little bit more colored pencil, and I believe it's Prismacolor, but it could actually be Arctics actually on this, I think. So this is my page. It was a big group buddy color, so I'm going to show you everybody else's pages. So we have Dana, who is Dabbler D on Instagram. Everybody's pages turned out really cute. Everybody did such a good job on them, and lots of outside the box thinking. I remember Dana's was really very pastel, which was really cute. Next we have Libera, who is at Coloring and Relaxing on Instagram. Her page also is adorable. Like I said, everybody's page was really cute. Then we have Candace of at Happy Catastrophe on Instagram and YouTube, and hers was also super cute, and she did a cool background on hers. Then we have Juliet of Juliet Colors. She had a whole story to go with her background, which was super cute. Next we have Michelle, who is at Kits and Caboodles. I believe just on Instagram, but I could be wrong about that. I'm not 100% certain. Next is Hannah of Hannah Renee Art on Instagram. And then last is going to be Emily of eArt Studios on Instagram and YouTube, of course. And then there were a couple other people who had hoped to get a page done, but they just didn't get to it because, you know, life happens. And so Tammy and Rachel, I know they wanted to get their page colored, but they didn't get to it. I'm not sure. Not sure if they will, and that's okay. Either way, I would like to say, actually, looking at the camera and looking at this ghost, these bits are much more orange in real life. Like, they're much more orange than they show. Through the camera, what I can see, this little outfit looks practically the same as the ghost in this outfit, but these are very orange to the naked eye, whereas this is quite yellow. So that's interesting. Anyway, yeah, that was a fun page. I enjoyed doing it. Thank you, everybody, for the buddy color. And so that's the first 5, and then now the rest is going to be in the 30 Days to Halloween coloring book by Coco Weil. And we had decided to do it from back to front so that we could basically count down to Halloween. So that's the order that I'm going to show you. Because we went back to front, like, it ended up, it's so squishy. And it was really cushiony to be coloring on. But in the beginning, so each page, I'm going to show you mine, and I'll also show you Emily's. So I'm really happy with how the first page was. Everything, I will just say, everything in here was with the 80 set of touch alcohol markers that I have that's bullet tips. A couple things once I got the brush tip coal part ones, a couple things I did with the brush tips, but like 99% of it is with the alcohol ones. And I'm going to show you, I have these coal part paint. Brush tip acrylic marker is what they call them, and it's not like a normal paint pen. They do have the brush tip. It is acrylic, but there's no pump or anything, and you do have to shake it, and they're all kind of transparent, so they don't actually work well for your normal paint pen needs, but they did a good job for adding highlights in here. So back to the book. Number 30 Days to Halloween. I'm actually really happy with how this one turned out. I did use the paint pen on the highlights on the 30. I used the light blue, and then I used this like transparent white one for the highlights on the pumpkin face and the tips of the flame. I'm going to show you Emily's. Hers turned out super cool. I love what she did with the walls being black and white. I thought that was really cool. And so then 29. My intention with this was that it was only going to be just alcohol markers, just do it, get it done, and that's that. And then, but I wanted it to also be good practice with alcohol markers. And so that's what Emily was doing too, was like actually working on improving her alcohol marker skills. And so, again, I kind of took inspiration from her, and at some point started putting a little bit more effort into it. So this is the 29 days. I'll show you her page for the 29 days. I think this page ended up being fairly similar. And then the 28 days, I thought this one was cute. I kind of liked how I shaded the pumpkin. I liked how she did hers. A lot of pumpkin innards. It's a little bit hard to know. I liked how I did the skulls too, like the little bit of off-white to them. I thought that was fun. If I'm not gonna, I might not say that I'm showing you hers every time, but I'm gonna insert hers each time to show you hers. I remember I really liked how she did her smoke and the numbers and stuff in this. I was going for a look here with the skulls that I had achieved previously, but it was with my mother-in-law's coal art markers, and so there was like a much paler shade of blue and barely violet, like it's almost invisible, and it took layers and layers to show color. So I was trying to do that, but it didn't really work because these were just had too much depth to them. But that was my goal. So, and then a little bit of the paint marker to highlight the edges of the cauldron. And I think I had gone over too much with the dark one, and so then I tried to lighten it back up here. Also, my bullet nibs did a lot of tearing on the paper. I didn't have as much tearing later on as I went and got used to it. Like here you can see, like I didn't even try putting texture on the wood or anything like that. I think I just kind of milled it in a little bit with this one. And here, you know, like I put a little bit of highlights on, but I wasn't putting a whole lot of effort in. I think Emily's page turned out really cute on this one too. And then this one, I really liked how Emily did hers. I was trying to make a violet top or jacket for him, and I couldn't make I didn't have the right violet that I wanted, so I tried to put a blue over like a pinkish purple, and then it looks kind of streaky. But that's okay because it then just kind of looks like fabric. But I think here's the point where I realized, like, you know, Emily's doing this really great job and working at improving, and I'm just like barely putting it in. Like I don't even see any kind of shading that I did, like just a little bit on the corners of the bricks. And I kind of had this like dawning realization of, you know, I don't want to just be mailing it in. I want to at least put in effort. Like, what's the point of, I know you color for enjoyment, but I want to color for the enjoyment of it, then not just to like for the sake of doing it. So I think going forward, I put a little bit more effort into them. So like this one, Emily's turned out really gorgeous. But you know, I like how I did this one. I like how I put a little bit more shading on the flowers. I liked the colors. I wanted it to be kind of vampy. Hers was super bright, bright and cheery. And I thought, oh, this is a really good opportunity to be bright and cheery, but I still went vampy and blood drips. But I liked how the blood drips looked. Tried to do a little bit of highlight on the little berries, make them be not so dark. And then number 23, the scarecrow. I tried to do, I'm not sure if it translates, but I tried to do a little bit of like blue in there to show the iridescence on the bird's wings. I'm happy with how the moon turned out and the coloring in the moon. Again, there's like violet, and I'm not really sure how well it shows, but I was happy with that. Emily's page turned out really cute. I'm happy again with how the pumpkins are too. They look much darker in person. They look like looking at the camera. None of the colors look quite as vibrant as they do in person, but I think I like how they look on camera better. And Emily did a really great job on this page. This one, I really put in effort to give the apron this like really aged old, you know, like the little creepy kids in a horror movie or something. That's kind of what I was going for. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. I also love Emily's. We kind of had a similar idea with the dirty apron kind of thing and making them look edged. There are a couple spots like here and here where I didn't, maybe I forgot to put the blotting paper behind, so a little bit of the brown went through before I caught it from the next page. Emily, I love how her page turned out on this one. I used like a blue gray because I was just using the 80 set of the touch markers, and so I only had a few grays, and so I just tried to kind of make do with what I had and not always just use black. So I used the blue grays for these ones. So I'm not thrilled with it, but it's okay. It's not bad. But like I said, I really liked how Emily's turned out. This page I adore. I love how they came out. I thought it was really cute. I tried to put a little bit of texture on the dirt and a little bit of extra pop to the shading. Emily's turned out super cute as well. She didn't go quite as dark with hers. Hers were a little bit more bright. Next is number 19. I'm happy with how this one turned out. Again, I think I went much more dark on mine. Like I think her cat, she did white, which I realized later is actually the cover. And I never clued in that the cat was white, so I just did mine black. But yeah, so I'm really happy with how I'm happy with how it looks. I'm happy with how my clouds look and my glow around the moon. I thought that turned out well. So then 18, this one I had the idea to make him in the ground, like coming out of the ground, and I was going to make it all brown. No, I was going to make it green. I was going to make this brown, and then I decided I wanted to make this red, but I still made this green. And then it looked really Christmassy. So then I had to go back over it with like a really, really dark, I think I went over it with a dark gray, and it ended up being just a dark green, which is fine. It doesn't look so Christmassy as it did. I like how I did the wine glass, which is just basically I went over the lines with white gel pen, and I went a little bit with white colored pencil on the glass. Emily's page here on this one turned out really great. I loved hers. Yeah, I think with the bats again, like trying to achieve a different color. So I went over it with like a reddish brown, and then I think I tried to go over it with a gray. And so I think when I tried to layer two colors, it ends up looking streaky where you can see the one color through, but whatever, it is what it is. This one was kind of simple. I added little eyes in the tree just for a little something extra. I did do, this might be one actually where I used the coal part even darker brown. I based it with my normal brown from the touch markers, and then I used the coal part brush tip for the darker ones. And then I even used like some of those brush tip acrylic pens to try to make highlights here. The brown doesn't really go with the other browns. I think Emily's page turned out cute for this one though. And next is number 16, and I wanted to make it like the Poltergeist TV with the static and instead of the hand, like, you know, normally the hand would be the dark, so that's what the number is kind of like the hand. I was going to try to draw a hand, and I tried a few times, but it just wasn't it wasn't coming out where you could actually recognize the hand past the 16. It just kind of made it messy, so I just tried to make the 16 look like the Poltergeist. So I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Emily's turned out really great. She made her TV real retro looking. I did this is supposed to be green like ectoplasm, but Emily said it looked like the melted butter from the popcorn, so I thought that was cool that it's double duty. This one here I absolutely love. I like how I did the flames. I think I followed I watched somebody how they did flames, and then I tried to follow it a little bit. I wanted his outfit to be kind of like kind of chic or suave or whatever. Like if he didn't have a pumpkin head and he was like a normal person, I wanted it to be that like he would have been fine, you know. But then he kind of turned into this crazy zombie character. I like how Emily did his clothes, his outfit. She did a super good job. And I don't remember the color of the flames that she did, but I know she did something different. So yeah, hers turned out really great. But I also, I tried to do a little bit of the glow here, the little yellow on the edge. So I like how that turned out too. Number 14, I adore her. I'm really, really happy with how she turned out. Again, with the fire, I tried to do a little bit more texture in the ground. I tried to make her, I would have liked it if I had had paler colors. I kind of had to go in layers with the, what's the word for the one that's clear? You know, the blending marker. I had to go in layers with the pink and the gray and the blending marker to try to get the look that I wanted for the dress here, but I'm happy with how it turned out. I like the colors on her hair and her face, and I used a little bit more of the those acrylic marker pens for the highlights there. I did kind of mail it in with the candy. I just used some of these markers for the candy because it was small, and so I felt like that was easier for the candy. Emily's page turned out super cool for this one as well. I had sent her, I had done the face and the flames and stuff, but I wasn't sure how to do her dress, and so I'd sent Emily a few pictures of like the inspiration that I had and asking her opinions on what I should do, what color I should do the dress. And so I know that when Emily sees a page and how it is, if she's aware of how the page ends up, then she'll deliberately go quite off. Words are really hard sometimes. She will deliberately try to make it less similar, is what I'm trying to say, because she likes to be different, I guess. And so knowing the colors that I used, I think she definitely went, not that she didn't do her own thing. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, Emily's is really cute, and I really like the colors that she used, and that's all I'm trying to say. Number 13. I'm very happy with this. I tried to go all blues. I did use a little bit of this like greenish yellow here just to add a little bit of contrast and a little bit of something extra, but I'm really happy with how it looks. Emily kind of went a different route as well. We were both kind of tired of orange, and so it was fun to play with different colors. And yeah, I like how the cracks looked, and I like my blue trees. Actually, I'm quite happy with how the branches look on this one. Next is number 12. I used a little bit of the shiny one, glaze, Jelly Roll glaze, on her shoes to make them like little shiny patent leather shoes. I'm not sure how well it translates there, but green flames, because I took inspiration from Emily to make different colored flames. I tried to make this still look like wood, but like kind of that grayed, aged looking wood, like it's been painted and peeled and that kind of thing. I really like how Emily did her page. I think her little creepy boy turned out really cute. I'm happy with how the crystals turned out too. Next is number 11. I was really happy with this. It's such a simple page, but I really like the shading that I did on the skulls. I really like how I did the candles. This is another one where I actually used the coal part markers because they had the right kind of shades for doing the candles. I tried to make the bats look a little bit more realistic, so I added a little bit more brown on their bodies to make them look like little brown bodies. Emily's page turned out really cute too. again, it's, you know, they're fairly similar on a page like this because there's not much you can do. This guy, number 10, really happy with how he turned out. I like the little blood drips. I really like how I did the sky with this one. I'd been struggling with trying to make blends work on the sky, so I decided to just make it like a really noticeable line, but quite deliberate, right? And so I'm really happy with how that turned out. I made the smoke really dark and all the windows glowing to kind of so that everything's on fire and it's really apocalyptic looking. That was my goal. I really like how Emily's turned out as well. Again, she went a different route. This one here, number 9, I saw his mouth and I just thought of the Cheshire Cat, so I wanted to make it kind of pinky purpley colors like the Cheshire Cat. And then I did the pumpkin to match. Jamie's Coloring Love has that pink pumpkins hashtag. Couldn't remember what the hashtag is. I don't know if I ever actually used it. I might have used it once. The second time I tried to use it, I couldn't find it. So the moon I had done kind of pinkish purplish, and then I went over it with those acrylic markers, and then I ended up not being happy with it and then just covered it all with acrylic marker. I went in with a dark warm gray over this purple. No, I did the gray first, and then I put the purple over top, pinky purple. And then it actually bled out the brownish color that actually makes the gray the warm gray. I'm not sure how noticeable it is, but like all of the grayish spots have this ring of orangish, brownish, yellowish, whatever, which is fine. It's it adds to the look. So because this is like the Cheshire Cat, that's why she's all blue with the blonde hairs, to make her look like Alice in Wonderland. These yellows are also from the Coal Part one, and then it's got a little bit of glitter on the stars, a little they're dollar store glitter glue things. I really liked Emily's page here. I think hers turned out really cute, and I really like that we both did pink poop. This one here I was really stuck on for a while, but I'm happy with how it turned out. I think it looks better in pictures. It does look kind of messy and sloppy in real life, but I think it translates better in pictures. But, you know, I'm happy with how the wood and the cardboard looks. I'm happy with the colors. I tried to go a little bit different orange color here. So Emily's page is really cute, and I had seen Emily's page, and it kind of has a vintage vibe, and I really like it. And I was really torn with how I wanted to do mine, and so these colors here, I had actually pulled as if I was going to do this, like all these eyeballs were attached to the eye muscle. These are all the colors that I had chosen for doing eye muscle, and I was going to make it all the kind of reddish orangish color of muscle. And then I just decided, like, that's a little too, not that it's too graphic for me, but it just wasn't what I felt like doing. So I went with the vibrant, like this green is the green that I really wanted to use, was the bright neon, or bright toxic green. And so then I thought it would be fun to kind of do basically the iris color, the color of the muscle, and then all the muscles, the colors that eyes would be, was kind of my thought. And so this is actually just the lighter colors from here instead of using normal oranges, which is why it's kind of a funny orange. But I'm happy with it. But I really liked how Emily's turned out, and the way that our eyes, these things ended up looking, ghosty eyes, eye ghosts, ended up being kind of like a pastel and bright version using similar colors, but that's okay. So number 7, This one's a little bit more simple. I did try to put a little bit of texture in these rocks, but somehow I couldn't manage it for the front ones. Put a little bit of glitter glue from the dollar store. I'm going to show you. If I can find it, I'm going to show you. No, I can't find it. Yeah, no, sorry, I can't find it. The glitter glue from the dollar store, but I can feel that these glitters want to come off, so I do need to seal that. It's not enough to just leave it as is. It'll need sealing. This is what I was saying earlier about if you go, if you just color across the trees, you can really see the stripes, but if you color down a strip at a time, the stripes aren't so noticeable. So that's one lesson learned. Emily's page here was really really cute as well. I like how she did her ghosts. I like how she did her ground too. She did a little bit of a glow at the back instead of just all one color. Yeah, it is what it is. They're not all your favorites. This one I'm actually really happy. I love this little boy. And just the whole time I knew I wanted him to have this like blue hoodie on. I had colored this green to be like it was more vine. So like it was just this, like he's a little pumpkin boy living in pumpkins. But then I didn't like this green, so I went over it with this like reddish brown color. Emily's turned out super cute. I really like the bright colors that she used for the balloons. I like the way that she colored her balloons too. I just kind of went a little bit dark here and some highlights, but the main thing was just like all one color. But yeah, I'm happy enough with them. This one I think turned out cute as well. I wanted to go different. I considered even coloring him like pinky purple, but then I decided to keep him brown. But I'm really happy with how he looks. The purple trees are fun. I'm really actually happy with how the rock looks. I like that a lot. And the moon. I had gone over for the 5 and for the spots. I did not use a different color than the base. I just went over it like 4 times. And so it's I can feel the paper texture is a little bit different from going over it so many times. But I'm happy with that. So next, number 4, this might be the one I'm happiest with. I really love the texture that I achieved with the bricks. I think that looks really cool. I think it looks quite realistic like brick. I'm happy with the shading on her dress. I think it looks good. I really like Emily's page. I think the skin on her nun just looks like fantastic. And then I used a little glitter pin there. Do I have them accessible? Yeah, I have these. They are the different colors on the black, so they're kind of like a dupe of the Pentel dual hybrid or whatever they are that has the color changing. So yeah, I just used one of those to do the glitter here. Yeah, I'm super happy with how this page turned out. I love the brick. I really like it. Next is number 3. I'm happy with him. I'm happy with his bone color. I tried to make this little piece here because he's like a skeleton and he's been dug up. So I tried to make this like a little piece of like pyrite or something, or some kind of something that would be dug up as well. That was my thought with that. Emily's page was quite similar. Emily had finished a whole bunch of pages and bulk sent them to me. And so I was trying to not look at the ones that I hadn't done yet. but then we ended up both going like dark brown and then yellow brown and then yellow for the background. But you know, it is what it is. Like, what other color are you gonna make the curtains? I feel like the red is the most appropriate. But I am really happy with how the shading on the curtains looks. I tried to go a little darker in the corners with this stuff. This stuff is always hard to make look not flat. So I tried to go a little darker in the corners, but I don't know if that translates very well. Next, number 2, I am absolutely thrilled with how the mummy came out. I love the shading and textures on his outfit, and I really like how he stands out against the background. Considering it's fairly monochromatic, I think he stands out quite well. I basically just used like kind of like, well, they call it yellow ochre, but you know, those yellow ochre type browns. And then this was just all the skin colors that come in my touch alcohol markers, and I just kind of yeah, just used them all in the different places. I tried to do a little glittery hourglass on the spider to make it look like a Black Widow, but you can't really see it. And this is supposed to be just like oozy death stuff, that's why it's black. I really like how Emily did hers. I like that she gave him blue skin. I thought that was a fun little contrast. And then number 1 is this little ghosty, and I basically decided this ghost deserves to be a pastel ghost, and so I wanted to make it pink and use kind of the best pastel colors that I had for my set. And so instead of making all this like blood or something gross, I just made it like water puddles, like her little bedroom is flooding. And so that's, you know, we just have like water coming in through the cracks in the wall, and she's scared because her bedroom's flooding, and maybe this monster's just kind of helping lift her bed up off of the water to keep her safe. And then I used the Jelly Roll glaze again on the claws here. So that's another pink pumpkin for Jamie's hashtag. That's the one that I couldn't even figure out the name of the hashtag for it. Emily's page is really cute for this one as well. I think I was running out of a lot of colors, so any of the colors that I could have used for the wall, I was basically running too low of. Like, the reason that these spider webs are colored in was because I was going to use this color to color the whole wall, and then I realized it was almost out, so I thought I'm just going to color in the spider webs and you know, kind of do the shadow and these little dots and stuff, and that was going to be it, because it wouldn't have colored the whole thing. It would have run out. That book is not 100% complete, because there is like I'm not going to color that, but this, I just started this last night, but I'd like to finish coloring that and this one, and I'm going to basically, and then the back has this page here, which is exactly the same as this page here. But I thought I would color it in just maybe different colors, like maybe this in like traditional colors, and then this in like maybe pastels, or maybe yeah, something different anyway. Thought maybe warms and cools or whatever. So I'm not calling the book complete until I finish those 3 pages, but it was a lot of fun to work through the book, and thank you, Emily, for doing it with me. And you know, there's a few times where we got a little bit behind because life happens, and you know, so we'd have to catch up a little bit. But you know, we managed to still get the last page posted before midnight on Halloween, so that's pretty good, and I'm really proud of us. Yeah, so that's it for my pages. I I mostly colored these at night, but I did have to do some during the day, especially once I got behind. I think it's a really tough call for my favorite page because I really, really did like I really did like the Hannah Carlson page. I'm really happy with how the cat turned out. I am beyond thrilled with this one. I think my execution was really good with the, with the coloring and the shading. But, it's also copying the original art as well. Not that that's not a criticism. I still did a good job of recreating it. But I also really love this Annie Day. Every time I look at this one, I'm really happy with it. Again, the juicy markers make these spots on the thing. I'm not sure how well you can see them, the spots on the page, but I don't mind them. I feel like they add to the page a little bit. So yeah, I think I'm happy with everything I did this month. I'm just gonna leave this here. I'm happy with everything I did. For the 30 days to Halloween, like some I tried harder than others. Some I really put in a lot of effort, especially towards the end. Like these ghosts took me for freaking ever. The bricks here took me a while, but I really enjoyed doing these bricks. I had a lot of fun with the texture of them. These bricks I was definitely tired by the end. I had more fun with his wraps than these bricks. These ones were monotonous by the end. But it took me a long time, and I did put a lot of effort into a lot of the pages. So yeah, all things considered, and considering what has been going on for me personally, I think I still got a lot done. I got more done than I thought, because I didn't even know if I'd be able to get to the 30 days to Halloween. But I think it did inhibit me from doing as many other pages as I would have otherwise. So I'm looking forward to seeing what November brings for me. And if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sharing your time with me. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Be kind to yourselves out there. Bye-bye.